everybody, and welcome to video 1 in our Steampunk Journey series. Now you're going to notice that there are a lot of papers on here. This is 2 kits, and this one is Nautical Steampunk and this is Steampunk Trains. So we're going to combine them, not necessarily using all the pages from each one. This one I haven't trimmed and cut yet. This one I have. So just to give you an idea, we've got these are all sorted already too. These that are full pages. Okay. Then we've got these that are writing pages. And they have random images on the back of these, and then I think the same, yeah, with the first ones. And then we have the rest of the pages. And what are these? Oh, just the plain writing pages. So it should go with the writing pages. Why is this one not attached to anything? It's snuck free. Okay, so that's for this set. Those are the pages. Then we've also got ephemera. We have 16 pages of ephemera with each kit, or 15, 16. So I'm going to have to go through and pick and choose what I want, set the others aside, and then wait and see. The problem that I'm having is there's a lot of pockets. Excuse my yellow finger, my yellow ink and I had a little bit of a disagreement. My printer ink, there's some on this finger too. Is the pockets. There's pockets on a bunch of the pages. See, there's 2 more here. Anyway, more so on this one. And then, so we have the ephemera pages. This is not a complete flip through of the papers. Then we have the backing papers, which there's 20 of these. Plus, I think I've got an extra. I do. Oh, wait, I've got an extra that's words. Okay, so then we've got these backing pages, and they're random on the front and random on the back. These are the vertical or filled pages, completely filled pages. So we've got those, and then I've got a page with words, which I didn't cut apart. I'm going to cut them apart manually as we use them. So that's that kit. Now the Steampunk Trains, oh, I've also got 2 pages that I bought of just random strips. So I thought that that would help us with our borders a little bit. I know. I actually have one that's Steampunk Boats as well. And this is Steampunk Trains, and like I said, I haven't cut this one apart yet, but we'll have as big of a stack of these as we do of the others. So we've got these. Now the difference is these have people, these 2 women throughout, and the other ones don't. So by mixing them together, we'll have the women, but we won't have, or 3 women, we won't have them on like every page or every other page like they would be in here. Okay. Then we have our backing pages, and they're all printed on the back with these random colors as well. I had 3 backing pages that I could pick from, so I did. Whoopsie. Oh well. Got lots of backing pages, 20 on that one. Or actually on this kit, I didn't print the full page backing papers. I decided that would be too many. Then I've got this ephemera. This is all printed with random colors on the back. And it looks like I missed one. This one and this one are printed special on the back because this is a manila folder that folds in half and this is an envelope. So we've got this flap here. So I printed the gears on the back of that one so that it would match this when you fold, you know, open and close the envelope. Then there's this one with the manila folders, and I printed the larger clocks and trains on the back of this one. There's probably some in the ephemera in the other one too. This ephemera does not need to be printed on the back at all because it's just strictly ephemera that you would glue to a page. I love these trains. And then of course we have a sheet with words on it and some washi from my previous project stuck on there that we won't cut out unless we need them. So there's several pages that aren't printed on the back. So those are all of our papers except for 6 more just grunge pages, not grunge, steampunk pages that I printed out that are going to be 8.5 by 11 backing papers. Okay, so that's all of our papers on here. I need to go back and do all the trimming and cutting on this set. Then I need to cut the ephemera out from both sets. So that's going to be a doozy. And then we'll come back and I will show you what we're going to do, and I think you're going to like it. It's going to be a large project. I'm not sure how many videos this is going to take. I would say probably, I'm not even going to guess. More than 15. But, yeah. And I'll show you in the next part of the video when I've got all the papers cut apart. And then we will be ready to do the bases. Okay? Alright, I'll see you in just 1 second. Okay, so we're back. This is what I ended up with. A whole lot of paper. I've got the papers that are full pages. Okay? Then I've got the papers that were my favorites from the Nautical Steampunk kit because they had the really cool steampunk seahorse and these really cool glasses and whatever. And then these are the ones that the bottom is filled at least 1/4. See? Okay. And then these are our blank blanks. These are our writing pages that we can write on. This one probably should go in with the bottom half is filled at least halfway. Is that 1 page or 2? My poor little yellow finger can't tell. Yeah. That one's in the corner. So this one should go with these. And this one's okay to stay with these. Okay, so that's what we've got. We've got our word pages. One of my ephemera pages, half of it was words, so I went ahead and cut it in half. No reason to have the machine cut all those out, so I've got that. And I still have the 2 pages of the vertical borders. So for now, we're going to set all of this to the side. What a big batch of paper. Then on the backing papers, I ended up with just regular papers that were trimmed, right? That had a little border that were trimmed so they're the same height as these when you turn them sideways. That's a reason to do that. And these are non-directional, okay? So all of these are non-directional. These are 8.5 by 11s that were printed borderless on both sides. This is from a different kit than both of these. I had a 6-page kit of backing papers. Uh-oh, look what my printer did. I'll have to trim that one. Anyway, it had these really cool pictures in it. So I went ahead and printed it out as well. And that's upside down. Okay. Look at all those gears. Okay. These are all our full pages. Or these, yeah. These are the full pages from one kit. These are the full pages from another kit. So we've got those. Now, the reason that we're going to need all these papers, well, we may not need them all, probably make a separate book or something out of what's left, not on this project, is we're going to make 3 books in one. Yes. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a small horizontal ring-bound journal. Okay? So the measurements for it are 6 inches wide because we have to have a half an inch for our ring bound part, and then 1/4 of an inch on either, 1/8 of an inch on either side for our border. So that makes 6 inches, even though the pages are only going to be 5 or 5 1/4 inches wide. Probably 5, I think it was. Then the height is only going to be 4 3/4, because some of the pictures that I want to use are those ones with the picture on the board on the bottom only, and I had to make sure that it cleared the tops of those pictures. So that's why we've got the 4 3/4. Plus we have 1/4, so it's going to be 4 1/2. We have 1/4 for the 1/8 and the 1/8 border around. Okay, so let's start that one. And I've got 3 rings, but with it only being 4, I think we can get away with 2 rings. We'll have to look and see once we get it started. So now with it only being 4 3/4, oh, I've got it backwards. No, I don't. 4 3/4 high and 6 inches wide. It's not going to have any tabs. Okay, it's just going to be a little ring bound book. So this is a legal sized manila folder, which is 14 inches long and not 11. So we should be able to get 2 of the, you know, pages, double pages out of each one of these. So let's cut it 4 3/4 inches wide, and then we'll make, oops, 2 6-inch wide. We'll cut it 6 inches wide, and then we'll see how many 4 3/4 we can get, and I believe it's 2. Well, that doesn't fit in the paper trimmer that way, does it? So we'll do 4 3/4. You know, we could get, oh no, we're going to end up cutting it off. Another 4 3/4. And this one should be just shy of that, but no, it looks like we can get 3. Doesn't seem right. Just barely, 1/4 of an inch to spare. Now we're going to cut these all 6 inches wide. Now remember, you want to keep your hinge. So you're going to cut it 6 inches wide. You're going to cut it off on this side. I got this many folders out, but we're not going to need that many. But, you know, boo-boos can be made. Actually, we could have had tabs, couldn't we? Because we could have cut them from the other side. Because we're going to end up cutting these in half. Alright, let's do it 6 inches wide. Okay. Now I think, because they're going to have rings in it, we don't want them together, so let's cut these all in half so that we have individual pages. And you're going to have 3 lines on one side and 1 line on the other, so don't freak out and think you did something wrong, because you didn't. And then we're going to have to decide how many pages long do we want our book. I'd like to have it that size, but I'm not sure. We already are going to have so many videos. Because this one's going to come off the front. Oh, I think we're going to strap it on. I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to do a strap over with a Velcro dot, and then we'll put a gear on top of it. And then we'll come up from the bottom and have another Velcro dot. That's going to put 2 Velcro dots on the front cover. I don't want that. We'll have to bring them to the center and Velcro dot them 2 pieces of paper. Okay, so let's decide. This is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's awfully small. Alright, what's going to happen is I'm not going to do all these pages on camera. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. So we want to go a 1/2 inch in, which I believe is 2 of these lines that are here. That's why I went ahead and did it this way. So we can cut 2 holes. We know that it's 4 3/4 inches wide, so that's going to be, what, 2 5/8, something like that. My bracelet was up too far. Yeah, 2 5/8 is half. You know, I think we could probably do 3 rings. I think 2 would be too loosey-goosey. So we'll do 2 and 5/8. Let's just do 1 and we'll use it as a template. And we're going to be on that second line. My yellow fingers. I promise you I have not been eating Cheetos. Oh. Second line, 2 and 5/8 is our center. We could use our zeroing ruler, or the zeroing side of the ruler. And that's definitely not the center. Okay. Okay. 2 and an 8. No. No, it's 2 and 3/8, not 2 and 5/8. So here's our center. Okay, now we need to find the center between here and here. So we'll use our zeroing ruler. And it's 1 inch. It's 1 1/4. So 1 1/4. And the center of that is right here. Alright, so then we know this one's going to be 1 1/4 as well. Okay, and that's where we're going to make our 3 holes. Okay, now I like to use the smaller hole. I don't like the rings to be too loose. This is plenty big enough for the rings to go through. This one's off. It's in and out. But we're going to have to make them all the same. Okay. Because I really do want the thicker book on the front. And if we do the whole thing on that, we're never going to get we could do it in parts. Steampunk Journey Part 1, Video 1. You could do it that way. Wonder if this, I know this will go through more than one. Let's try all 4, because I think it'll go through 4. If it'll go through chipboard, It'll go through 4 of these. Oh yeah, that was easy. I probably could have done all 6. Or 5 once I had the guide. Here's all those little center pieces. Not like for your dining room table. Okay. So then now what we want to do on this is I'm going to put you on hold because we're going to ink, and I'm pretty sure, come here magnet, definitely going to be needing you in the near future. I think ground espresso, yeah, not black soot, not brushed corduroys, lighter, gathered twigs. So I think the darkest I have is the ground espresso, darkest brown. I really wish, I wonder, getting that new color, that smoke or scorched wood or whatever, and I wonder how dark it is. Huh. Well, there's nothing that says we have to do all of them the exact same ink either. So I'm going to ink around these, and I'm going to remember this is going to be the for the holes. Then starting here at the 3rd line is going to be where your page is going to start. And let's see, no, that's not right. That's an easy guide to use though for the size, except we only have it on 1 page. It needs to be, we should have done these 1/4 of an inch in, then we would have a 1/4, 5/8 inch border, and then the page would start. Let me look at the paper I want to use as the cover for this, which is this. That will fit. That will fit perfect. In fact, it's almost a little tall, the manila folder part. Alright, so let's get this all inked up, and if we're going to steampunk it, see, I still think that grayish brown might be better. I'm going to end this video, not the whole video, but this section of the video here, and then when my ink comes in tomorrow, then I will take one of the scraps and do a color test and see which one I want to use, because this is going to be right in the front. I love this image. There's another one I thought about doing. I thought so I will look through the ones with the bottom half that's filled up and see I think it was this one. Wouldn't be bad. It's got a train on it. There's There's another one on here with a, yeah, I think it was this one. I think I like this one better. I think it was this one. Don't know why I put them back together. Not that one. Or this one, which is too tall, I believe. Actually, it's not. I kind of like that. She doesn't really go up tall enough. Should I have made this thing shorter? Did I misjudge? Oh, see, that one's just shorter. 4.5. Yeah, that leaves it too far down. So it's between those two, and I'll decide. So I'm going to stop this here, and then when we come back, I'll have this inked. Now what you want to do is you want to ink the edges all the way around. Then you want to take the flat of your dauber, which we're going to use the dark brown, which is this one. And then you're going to want to do it this way, where your border's going to be on top of that. Or we can stencil around. Either way, it doesn't matter. Because we don't want just a manila folder border on this side and have it inked on the others. So I'm thinking we need to ink it starting at 1/4 inch in from here. Now if all of them had 3, we could put a little line. Use this one as a guide and put a little line, just a little pencil mark that we can erase so we know where to ink. Okay, so take your card with the 3 lines. Give it a second to focus. Your cards with the 3 lines. Hold it like this to the other card, and where the 3rd line is, make a little pencil mark. Then take from the pencil mark over the width of your dauber and ink it. Ink the edges all the way around. Okay, if you want to round your corners, do it now. Then yeah, and then don't forget to use your dauber width around here. So what you basically want is a rectangle here, and then inking around the outside of the whole entire card. Okay, so I'm going to wait until that scorched, whatever it is, wood comes in tomorrow, and I want to see what it looks like compared to the ground espresso, and then I'll decide which one I want to use. Okay, alright, so that's it for this half of the video, and I will see you in the last 20 minutes of the video, and we will try to do a couple of the papers that are going to be full papers. Okay, alright, I'll see you then. All right, when we left, we were working on the stenciling, and I want to show you what I did. I left my hand warmers on, first of all. Okay, so what I did was I redid. These 3 holes were just not going to cut it for me. So I redid it. I got 3 holes lined up. And I got my pages and I put them on the ring, except for the one that we're working on. Now, the way I decided on these colors was I made some samples. Okay, so I tried out Salvage Patina. And that looked gray. That was all right. And I could have rusted it up a little bit, I guess. This is Salvage Patina with Spiced Marmalade. Spiced Marmalade, believe it or not, more than Rusty Hinge, looks like rust on vanilla folders. Then on this one, I did Salvage Patina on Rusty Hinge again, and I still didn't like it. And then I did the Ground Espresso and the Rusty Hinge, and that's what I ultimately decided on. Okay, and then we're going to ink the pages with the Ground Espresso. Okay, so then this is the pattern that I decided on. This is the stencil that I have. This is the stencil that I have. So I'm just using this side of it, this nautical side, which is kind of weird that it's the 2 things we need. May come into play at some point. You never know. We may need a big stencil on a pocket or something. Who knows? But this is the main stencil that I used, and I just turned it around as I needed it. Now remember, when you're doing this, that and when you're making your pages as well, that on the fronts of the pages, the rings are on the left. On the backs of the pages, the rings are on the right. So you have to keep that in mind. You're going to be moving your paper this way, and on this you're going to be moving your paper this way. Or you can put it here and then trim off this edge. I tried to make it so the rivets went all the way around the edge. A couple little squiggle of exception. And also remember, you're going to have a much larger margin on this side. The side where the rings are. It's going to be the opposite on the front and the back. And you're going to want to stencil farther in, because the paper is going to go up to here. So you want to make sure that you stencil all this area. Unless you want to leave it manila colored, but I really don't see in a steampunk why you would. Okay, now another thing I could have done that I just thought of is I could have taken some of the ink and smeared it on my glass surface, sprayed it with some water, and kind of dunked my paper into it, maybe a gray, to give it a little bit of a steampunk feel, maybe a gray and a brown. Before I stenciled it and then put the rusty look on it. So that's something else you can do instead of using just ink with the brush. I used the brushes. This looks a little orange in the center because I accidentally used it on the marmalade. I don't even know why I tried to use separate brushes. Anyway, okay, so that's that. This is the stencil. And we're going to do the cover if we can. Okay, in the amount of time we have left. So this is our cover. And we have to remember that the rings are on this side. So when we do this, we're going to line it up over here because that's where the lady is. We want to make sure to keep that. So we're going to line it up over here with the rivets and line it up at the bottom. They're a little high there. Yeah, I'll get my stencil back out. Where were they too high? Here. I'm going to put another row right along here, because we're not going to see the other row at all. It's too high. And then I'll just line these dots up with this second row of dots. Let's see if we can get that better. I almost moved it up too far down there as well. Okay, so we're going to take this paper, we're going to trim off the suitcase side, and I think it's just going to be trimming off, part of the blue. So we'll put this here. And then the holes are there. Oh, let's do this part first. Gonna need the height to be about here. Oh, that can't be right. Oh no, there it is. I was gonna say that line couldn't possibly be right. That's gonna look nice. Okay. So we've got this. Yeah, I didn't ink this one very well, did I? I'm almost tempted, because I know I did the other ones better. Okay, I'm going to redo this one. I'll use it as just as a template. I don't like the stenciling on that one. That was the first one, so it was kind of a experiment. So we're going to relabel this. And so what we're really going to be making is page 3 and 4 when we redo it. Okay, so this is going to be 1. This will be 2. I labeled them front and back, and then the numbers are in order 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we've got this with the dots. Okay, and then we've got the holes right here. So I think we're going to want to make it about there. Let's start there and then see where we're at. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. So then you'll see some of this stenciling, but you'll see all of it over here. And this is supposed to look like rust here and there. So let's ink this. I'm tempted to ink this in black. This isn't really dark enough. This needs to go further over. It's not supposed to have that big of a border on the side. Sure wish the inking was darker. I know there's one shade darker brown, but I don't know what it is and I don't have it. I can always print it out again, but I don't want to have to remake another one and have to re-glue it. So let's try it. I put a V for vintage photo on there with my Sharpie marker. I'm just not going to get crazy with it, but I think we need the darker edge. Yeah. It looks much better. Gives it a much more distinctive, you know, edge. Now we're going to have envelope on page 2, and I'm wondering, so we won't be using the ground espresso anymore because we've already, I mean I will when I remake that one page, but okay. So I won't need this at all. Now this little envelope I've done for the second page, I wonder if this inking, I think I'll have to go back around the very edge with black and leave it the black and the brown. Alright, let's stick this one on, and then I think we'll be done. We just have to get, when we get started, we're just going to have to figure things out. And remember, this is going to sit on the front of a regular book. And then we're also going to have a slim and tall book. It's a lot of work. Like I said, I'm not sure how many videos it's going to be. I like the black much better. Okay, and then the next time we'll do page 2, and we're going to try to do 3 and 4, 2, 3, and 4. We'll see how it goes, but we need to, you know, we need to do with them rather quickly because we've got 3 books to do. So like I said, we may not get all the pages done. We'll definitely get the front and backs done so you can see how we're going to attach them together. Plus, this book, if we just attach the back of it to the front of the other cover, then this part, when you pick it up, is going to swing free. Do you see what I mean? It's going to swing down. So we're going to have to do something about that as well. So I'm going to put this on the rings for now. And I'll take it back off tomorrow when we work on it, but you always want to keep them in order. So you need to put them back. Oh, for goodness sakes. Back on the rings. In between working on them, so you don't get them confused and messed up. I'd like to put something on the cover of this. We'll probably, I've got some cogs and things, so we'll probably add some physical things to the front of here. And then I'd like to have something else. I'm not sure what, but just something else. So we'll have to try to figure that out and get that done as well. Okay? Alright, well that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video, and that will be just a second for you and a day for me. Okay? Alrighty. Bye-bye.